Hey there, it's Patmos and nice of you to join me as we will continue our Ostriv adventure. And last time we worked a bit on the graveyard and started a bit of the wool production and such. And now we have some other stuff to do. And one of the things I would like to do, as was pointed out to me, is to make something of the area where we have the town hall and our construction shed, because this is completely empty. I think we have to do some decorations there. But before we go there, we have the sheep now. We have a bunch of young sheep. So we have to wait a bit until we get more young sheep. And then we can build these two. Or we should get lucky and get a messenger in that can sell us what we need there. But I doubt that that's going to happen. So we'll be waiting to see if we can do that or not. If we get lucky and the right trader comes in, we might just buy extra sheep and spread it amongst these two, because then we have 4 sheep sheds working, and that will be handy for the future, of course. Now, I was also thinking that since we are setting this up, we might have to make these specifically the slaughterhouses for the cows, and we do other slaughterhouses just for the sheep, so that they don't have to transport the sheep there, then go all the way here to tan it. I think that's not too handy. But I do believe that with the amount of sheep that we have at the moment, we can do with just one of these. If we need more, we can always just get another one at some point. But for now, I think we're okay if we get one slaughterhouse, and that'll do the trick. So let's build one slaughterhouse out there. Let's move that over a bit. We don't need it straight. We don't have plans to slaughter any sheep yet, but you can never know how fast that grows. And now that the snow goes away, we get a much nicer, clearer view of the whole area. One thing I noticed is that we have 3,500 beer in our storage. And if we take a look at our tavern and then the granary that's with it, that's filled up too. So I think we're pretty good on the beer. And I wonder if we still have stuff in our trading post as well. No, there's no stuff in the trading post. So that's interesting, actually. That means that we won't be having other products for booze. So that might be something that we have to take care of soon to get the extra products again, like Horilka and mead, so that we don't just use all the beer up straight. But we don't know how that goes, so we'll see. At least I like the people just going out and about. We have 1 to 3 bridges now crossing the river. It's sufficient for now, but I would like to get a few more later on. And as you can see, there's still roads here that we have to decorate and stuff. So there's plenty of work to do. They're now building the wells here, which is good. That means that we get a sufficient supply of water here, and then they can start to build all the housing, as well as the farms that now start to produce. We can see the animals being transported to fallow fields and such. So there's a lot going on. So let's focus ourselves first on this little area. We have the construction shed here. Question is, how can we make this look cool? Should we do it highly organized, or should we make this not so organized? Now, one of the things I would like to put in here is a nice gazebo, of course, so that people can sit here and overlook the river. Let's see how that goes. Now, another way to maybe decorate this up a little bit is by actually fencing this off. We'll try and use a fence that is not too much present. But that way we can really steer the people to follow a certain route, so that we get some interesting stuff, hopefully. So we can do this a bit like this, I guess. And then from this side on, we go here. And basically what we try to do now is create a path for the villagers that they will take. And then we can put trees alongside it. And then hopefully they can actually take this route. Have to see if they actually can, but that'll be of later concern. But then you should see a road forming here, and if we put trees behind it on both sides, you actually generate some sort of a path. But I think they can still go straight through here. So what we have to do here is close this off so they can't go that way. And then they kind of have to go this way. And especially if we do this, so they can't enter that side. And if we do this. So now the only entrance is this way. That will lead straight to the gazebo. This normally doesn't look that cool, so I want to have a tool where you can tell them that some areas are not traversable, so that you can easily steer them without building fences everywhere, because sometimes fences don't cut the trick, of course. But I'm hoping that once a road is formed, if we remove the fencing, it will stay this way. At least that should be a thing in the game. I think that if you remove the fences on certain areas, while there is already an existing road, that they will not go and form new roads. They will just keep doing what they do. And use that one road that you already built. That would be awesome. Right, now the trees can only go on this side. And then from here on out... Oh, it's inaccessible. That's true. Oh, we can fix that soon. We're close to another tree because of the trees on that side. Alright, well, at least they can now plant these trees and they can start to grow. Which will already be interesting. We build another village house, that's nice. And now we can start to decorate this up. And the interesting thing is, it is still accessible, so even if we place a few benches here, they should be able to reach those benches, I think. So, I mean, people will be sitting here in the gazebos. But they can also just sit and relax right here. And why wouldn't they do that? So... Right, I want some Dorgrose bushes around the gazebo. The gazebo should be high up in the air, so they should be able to look over it. But of course, this will be the ideal place for some bushes to grow around the gazebo. And then I think in the end, at some point, we will be removing the fencing. So that we get a clearer view of this. I think that'll be nice, but don't want to do too many lilac bushes because they are so present in their coloring. Do want a few different trees in here as well, so let's get a few ash trees. Alright, this will do for now, and then we'll just have to see how this shapes up. And now I'm quite interested to see if they build the gazebo, how will things look? I mean, it's okay with the fencing, and it works. You can have one person at a time, I think. So that does work. So we'll have to see. At least we're trying something with it. Sometimes this game is just a bit of trial and error, and sometimes more error than really trial, but... Alright, trees inaccessible. Ah, in the last update it says that there were a few trees inaccessible and they fixed it. I don't see the fix, because they're still inaccessible. These have to buy some food. Ah, they're just moving in. Okay. There's markets here, so that should not be too much of a hustle to get some food. Although we don't have any hemp, oil, mutton, or beef. This we do have. Are we out of buckwheat? No, I don't believe that. Nope. We have 10,000 buckwheat stored, so that should be good for a while. We could go over the numbers, though, to see if we're good. So we can see that the amount of buckwheat stored is lowering day by day, or year by year now. So we might need some extra buckwheat. If we go further out, we can see that we're spending more hemp than we have, so, and we're already importing, so we could use extra hemp. If we then go to the potatoes, we can see that we hardly have any stored anymore. And that we are already selling more than we produce, so we need more potatoes as well. The only thing that seems to be growing is the wheat. But we do import big numbers every now and then. So yeah, there's cause for getting an extra farm. We'll just have to figure out where. Ooh, let's buy some mead to have the extra boost that I was talking about. Do we still have window glass? Yeah, that's okay. Alright, so this works out. That's good. Let's keep it going. But yeah, an extra farm wouldn't be a bad idea, I think. Question is where? This would be ideal farmland in a sense that we have farms here already. We can build houses on this side. We can build houses right here. And then this would be farmland. I'm just not so sure if this is good enough territory. But yeah, with the sheep farms, that would actually be a nice addition, I think. Let me give this a try. If we make this 30 wide, which I do most fields, and go for a 50 long field, which is pretty long. Alright, this is... Let's just place it down. See, then we can only do one field, and we reach this. So that makes it tricky. But we can just remove it. What if we do it sideways? So we go 30 this way. And 50 this way. That could be an interesting fix. Ooh, this is how it should be then. Yes. Is this somewhat straight? That's okay. Can I do another one next to it? That will be the big question now. Because if we can, this solves a bit of the issue already. Okay, that's 2 fields. Then we can do 2 on this side too. That will generate 4 fields. Alright, this will be interesting. Three. Alright, we have 4 fields planned now. We're going to need more, especially if they're this size. So then the question, I think the farm should be somewhere here then, so that we can build more fields this way. Let's try. We're not going to use this area anyways. Can I fit a field that's 30 wide in this area? Oh, it says too long, so apparently it might just fit. We can even make this one a bit wider than the other ones. I mean, why not? Who cares? We just have one bigger field, but that's okay. That's field number 5. With 6 fields, we can already grow most of the food that I'm aiming for. With 9 fields, we can do an even better system. So let's go for that. And then, of course, the question is also, do we want to go with plows or not? I mean, that can change things up even further. Especially with buckwheat and potatoes. Alright, 1, 4, 4 is 8. We need 1 more field. If we can squeeze that in, and we can. I can tell you that we can. Yeah, that's slightly too short. Let's make it slightly bigger. There we go. Alright, 9 fields. Time for a farm. If we can get it on this uneven terrain. Oh dear. Ah, there we go. Let's build the farm now so that we can set it completely up and then plan it for the next year to be used. And hopefully also get stuff like the oxen and such for the fields. Oh, this will be handy. I have to go over my farms, by the way, to check if... Yeah, all the oxen are still there. Okay. So they keep working. That's an important thing you have to check every now and then. To see if you can still have the oxen everywhere. Same with the salt works. I mean, the oxen are already getting of age. Luckily we have a second salt works. That's helpful. But yeah, we have to keep that in mind. Can't just run out of those productions, so we need to keep that going. But this will be an interesting farm. There's not a lot of people living here except for these, so we might need to build another urban area here to provide the people for it. But this could totally be useful. And actually, I think we can already start setting these up. Now here we have the same thing. And you start with potatoes, buckwheat, potatoes, buckwheat, potatoes. So that's the way to do it if you have plows. So it is potatoes, buckwheat, potatoes, buckwheat, potatoes, and then a fallow field. And then here we start off with a fallow field and we do the same thing. The only downside to this is that we don't have so many fallow fields. So at some point, potatoes, fallow fields, then another set of potatoes, buckwheat, potatoes, buckwheat. So the only downside is that we might need extra fields for our animals at some point. Now we could also use more hemp. I already know that. And hemp can go either with potatoes, but also with the wheat or the barley. So let's do barley or hemp and wheat, then a fallow field, hemp, and then the wheat. And then this should be wheat and hemp. So we get some extra hemp. And on this one, could do barley maybe? So that we have a bit of extra barley. I do believe we are having a surplus of hops compared to the barley. See, we do. There's only 200 in here, 500 hops already, and there's more hops in there. That could help us get the production up for the farm a bit. So yeah, let's go with barley. And then we could also do some flax just for the fun of it. I mean, why not? Yeah, let's go with some flax. That means that we also get some flax growing. We don't have flax growing yet, so it will be nice to watch. Wow, this will be one heck of a farm if we get it working. That will be interesting. Oh, they're building it already. Wow, they're going so fast. This is only speed 2 and everything runs so smoothly, even with almost 800 people. There's been different times with this game where with 800 people, my computer would already every now and then struggle a bit. So they definitely did some performance things with it, which is great. And yeah, this all looks good. They've built some houses here. They're going to build a few more. And then I think we should start to arrange a new area here with some housing. Quite some housing, so that we people available. So we could just extend this area. Kind of in the same style maybe, or maybe a bit more cramped, because why not? I mean, if we can, we can. So let's do that. I now just want to wait till this is done and then start set up the fields and transfer them all to this farm. It's the end of the sowing though, so they won't do anything this year, but that's okay. We still have to get everything in there for the oxen, so it might be useful to get working on this and get a few hay dryers going so that they can actually dry their own hay. Okay, let's fence the hay dryers off a bit. So that they won't just walk through this all the time. That should keep up the production of hay, which will be nice. The hay barracks should be getting built up soon. A messenger from Barvin Cove. Okay, yep, that's Orilka. Let's do 2500, why not? I mean, we can use it. There we go. We don't need anything else. We don't have to sell anything. There we go. Let's go to this farm. And do the apply to all button and the apply to all button, so they will really stock up everything in this farm. I wonder if these will be able to actually hire people quickly. I think we should wait until we have a manager before we start to transfer the fields. Otherwise, I'm not sure if we might lose all the progress that we've made with setting the fields up. But yeah, this might be a hard time getting people there to do the work. So that'll be interesting to see if these will... Oh, yeah, we have a manager now. That's the good news. I guess we can start to build the first village houses here then. And what I would like to do is... This is basically some sort of a back alley, but I like to keep that as a street. So we're just going to build a row of houses here. That will keep the street behind here free, and we can probably put up some trees there as well. That also gives me time to think about how the rest should look, but at least this is a start. Kind of want to build one of the corner houses too. That would be fun. How many? 2 people are... Alright, supply for oxen. Let's tell them to do that. This might need a well too. There we go. Oh, this is pretty fast. And now that we have more and more ladies in it, let's link all of this to this farm then. I think that's the way to go. We have this one bigger field. That should yield some good stuff at some point. Why aren't these... Oh, these are not activated. I was thinking it says they're not linked, but they are linked. They're just not activated yet. Alright, that's all the fields, I believe. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There we go. Alright, we have a brand new farm. Lots of fields. And I kind of like the look of this. This is interesting. On the water. Fills up this area. So it makes the town look bigger. And the sheepies are now in the middle here everywhere, which is cool. The extra fallow fields can now be used by some animals. So immediately there's some cows coming in. And another thing we're going to need are 6 oxen. And we can use those. So let's see if we can make 6 oxen already. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, that was easy. Now we just have to make sure that they have the food here, which they do. And this is already drying, and they're going to build the hay barracks now. So let's tell them to get the oxen. And then this farm is completely set up. Now, I'm not going to tell them to plow each field. Those need plowing. These don't. And with 3 plows, they can plow all 3 fields at one go if they have to. And all the others don't have to be plowed, which is better. So this way, we at least have a start. I have to do some calculations to see how we can optimize this with plows. I don't know that yet, so that's why I'm not setting it up. I can maybe do that if I remember it, but I can never be too sure if I will remember it. Alright, we have a big hay barracks up now. All we need now is for this to dry, which is well underway. And then let's raise the wages on the big hay barracks and do apply to all so that everybody can supply this. Then as soon as there is hay dried, it should all be getting in here. Alright, these are ready, yes. We'll see the plows come in at some point. Then one of the things we might have to do is move this one over here to get rid of the last trees here. But it's just an extra step that I don't really want to take at the moment. Because it's just another job that we do and we have to skip stuff ahead and such. And I don't want to do that at this point. So we should probably just wait a little bit now to get some stuff finished. Let's see how we can do with that. They're delivering the goods to this well. As we speak, so that's good news. And then they should build the house and the well quickly. I also see some people with struggles for food variety. Why? We have buckwheat and dried fruit. Dried fruit. Fish. Beer. Yeah, that seems to be an issue. I think we're completely out of potatoes now. There's 3 different types of food here, so that should not be too much of a problem. Question is, where are all the extras at this point? I don't know. I do see that the barber surgeon is really bringing in heaps of money. I mean, pays 240. Let's get this up to 50, see how much he pays then. Right now we have a very wealthy barber surgeon with 1,000 coins, over 1,000 coins. So yeah, we need to tax them a bit more. Alright, food issues are solved now, and I think with the extra potatoes we will be good. And I guess as soon as we get plenty of sheep, that will be very helpful. For some extra meat. We now have 6 animals in total born in that shed. 3 born in here. Kind of hoping that the trader with the sheep comes in so that we can buy sheep for the other 2 pastures. Other than that, we see some filled up places, which is okay. I don't mind that. I think another thing we can do, though, is tell them to, slaughter a few extra bulls. Before they do that, that 11-month-old will be a year old, so that's good. Same here. Yeah, that 10 months, we'll leave that. 1 year, 11 months. Alright, let's do that one. How are we doing in here? Oh, yeah, more to be slaughtered. Oh, wow. We're gonna have a ton, a real ton of meat soon. And, hides and stuff. Can make a lot more shoes, ladies. Am I no longer allowed to make such jokes? I don't know. We'll see. Right, they're tanning already. They have everything in here except the bark. They need more bark in here. Are these making bark? Yes, but the storage is full. You know what? Let's numb it down a bit on the firewood and the wood so that we get some more bark in here as well. This also needs bark and a few hides. Alright, they're slaughtering now, so the hides will come in. We can store bark in there, though, so... let's see, does this one have bark? No, I think the only one that actually makes bark is that one, and it's not making bark right now. Let's see. That's an issue. Let's make some bark in here. Let's see if they actually do. This is the one that has barely any logs in it, though, so that's not too handy. What we can do is just get rid of 10,000 firewood. See, now they can make bark. And then these guys can get the bark, and they can start to tan again. I need the hides. Penny-a-teen. Oh, let's sell some lime. No sheep or anything, so yeah, this is it. Yep, these are now getting bark. Good, but they need a lot of it, so let's keep it up. Why are they making firewood if I already told them that we have too much? Why? Just why? Okay, alright, these are bringing in the bark quickly. Alright, we'll let them to it. Ooh, 2 of the oxen pairs are there already. We have the well up. Great, we have these all up. Need dryer output. Nice. Just need ladies here to start putting it in there, but I don't think we have the labor force for it. So the extra houses are needed now. Let's get working on it. Make sure that we supply... We haven't really grown in numbers of people because we have been busy with industries and such. So yeah, it's time to now build extra houses. I think we have to go up to like 1,000 already, but having quite a few more will be handy. These are just buying the stuff because they recently moved. And yeah, these are the 2 houses that we don't need. It's a bit weird, but right here we don't have a lot of jobs available. So if these people get a house here, I don't really care at this point. I want the houses up all the way here. Because these people that live here will hopefully find a job somewhere here. So that is more needed now. And therefore it's more handy to build the houses here. But we can use the row houses though for the extra hands. Let's do apply to all with this and apply to all with this so that they have all the salt that they need. This will get a little bit extra salt then. See, there he comes. He's going to work there now. And this will just slaughter all the sheepies when we get them. We have a ton of bricks. Very nice. Who doesn't like to have some bricks? Child born? Yay. That's good. Right, they're building another house here. And then we go to the row house. They're bringing the resources in, which is a nice addition, but it's still quite a lot that they have to bring in. Question is, what should we get for transportation? Should we start with a stable? I think we should start to find a place for stables. And now that we have the farm area here, I think we could make a horse stable out here. I mean, it's close to all the farmland. I think this is a good area. And then we can soon start to make some horse wagons that can transport the big numbers. Especially if they can transport the bricks around, they'll be helpful. So getting the stables at some point will be handy. But yeah, we do really need the housing too, so not going to rush it too much. Alright, everything is brought in. They're now going to build this, but as you can see, we don't have all the builders. Because the harvesting season has started, so now they're doing a lot of the harvest. It's fine though, but it's not always that convenient. We can also see that they're not delivering too much stuff here at the moment, just bricks. But they need some stone in the beginning, we have that. Oh, we don't have all the stones I think yet, so have to see how fast they can build the row house. This is getting built quickly though. The good news is, if this is not built straight, then a lot of these will just help out get all the resources for it. So it's not a big thing. It's not a huge issue, but I think a lot of our transporter guys are just busy with other stuff too. Construction and special deliveries. I don't think we don't have any special deliveries going on. So these are probably just resting now. See, going to work. Otherwise, it would have gone faster already. Oh yeah, more and more stuff comes in. Look at what they just need to bring in now. That's good. That's good. The house is done. They're now all going to collect stuff. Bring it in here. And then we should be able to quickly start building. Especially if we have the 900 stone, we can go with the house. They can start construction. So we'll see. I like this little area along the river. I mean, you live here. This looks cool. You're like really close to the river. You can see the fishing boats go. You have a nice place to live, I think. So I do like this neighborhood quite much. I think we should give the people some more places where they can just sit and relax. See, they immediately come out of the houses and are happy that they can actually sit somewhere. So that's good. Build a few extra bushes here so that it's a bit decorated, and then the people can really enjoy living on the water side here. Wish we could raise the rent of these people because they have such a highly desired spot at the water place. Would be interesting if you can set different rates for different areas where they will like it more to live here, so they're willing to pay more, while if you live close to the industry like these houses, they'll be like, nah, we're not paying that much. We did get a new family and we passed the 800 citizens mark. So we now have 800 people living in our town. So we grew from like 24 or 27 or whatever to 800 in 17 years. I mean, that's less than it takes for a kid to be basically an adult. Because you have to be 18 in the Netherlands to be counted as an adult. And for some things you even have to be 21. So, in the time that a kid grows up and becomes an adult, we've built a sizable town. Cool. Don't know how accurate that is with terms of village growth, especially with such a small village. I think there'll be places where that happened. There will also probably be places where that didn't happen, but it's interesting. And I think this one is filled up. Oh, yes. Now the other one is empty. So let's move the resources by cart. Let's not do everything because we might run into a little hiccup. So let's do 9,500. Get it delivered out there. And they should be doing that now. They'll be helpful. Keep the iron production up. Although right now we have 5,000 iron. So we're good for a bit. Alright. Up to 18 out of the 30 it can have. So that's the good news. 11. So this is only 4 new animals so far. This one already has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 animals that are new. At least they should be. Let's see. We're selling soap. Well, that goes well. And we have most of the things that we want to sell. So that's the good news. These should be making some meat. Yes. Quite a bit of beef in here still. So what we could try is also sell some beef somewhere here. Oh, we get a new potato. Oh, that's because of the harvest. We're getting in new potatoes. Nice. We don't have sunflower oil, so let's change that to beef. See if we can get some beef in and if they can sell that. Would be nice. We're also selling sunflower oil on this side, so that's okay. And then... oh yeah, we're making more beer again. Finally, the row house comes together, almost halfway in, so that will hopefully generate some extra people for the town, and then we can get started on this side. They're already delivering some of the goods, that's great. And I guess with the view of this farm that we created this time, we'll be concluding this episode. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. If you have not done so, please subscribe to my channel. Leave all your comments in the comment section. I will respond to them. And then, of course, I hope to see you in a brand new video. Thank you so much, and bye-bye.